All right, I'm working on this old alarm. I had no idea how it worked or it functioned. This is the original lock. And when I bought the car, they didn't have the key for it. So although this lock had the numbers on it, I couldn't get another key made for it. So I've been fumbling around with different tumblers. As you all see, this is way too long. These are too long. And you see how this is threaded. So I finally came up with something. This is the device inside of here. Kind of simple design, but unique in its own way, how it functions. And, you know, it took me a minute to go over the complete wiring. It's a lot of wires that run through this because it also has different pins for the hatch, the hood, the doors. And, you know, it seemed a little bit complicated. I'm pretty good with wiring and figuring things out very quickly. So it took me a little minute, but when I realized how it functioned, it was so simple, very simple but effective design. And this is the piece that mounted in the back. I believe the factory installed this, or they took it to a custom alarm place in the 70s, because I'll show you all the hole that was made. It looked like it was made by the dealership. I can't put the lights in, even though I got the marker lights in. I can't put these in without dealing with this alarm situation. And look at the holes. It's perfectly cut in here. You can tell when somebody cuts some, maybe sharp edges. You know, all this before I painted it was smooth. There was no jagged edge or anything. And now it's just still perfect. I got stuff everywhere. This car is filthy. After me doing all that polishing and stuff, just by sitting in here, it's filthy. But yeah, just figuring this out, and it functioned. That's the reason why I didn't block this hole out. I like the look. I got a tubular lock that's pretty cool how it's gonna look on here. The tubular lock I bought to replace the one that I couldn't get the key made for. I'll be installing it in a second. I'll show you how it worked. You know, you go back a lot of videos, maybe last year or 2 years ago, I showed this entire alarm system. I showed how it works, how it should work with the tubular lock that I had in here. But all it did was arm it, and I couldn't get the key out. I couldn't disarm it. It just armed it, and as soon as I opened the door, it would go off. And I couldn't disarm it with the tubular lock that I was using. But now we're good. We're good. Now, it has a pressure sensor that goes under the driver's seat. I thought that was pretty cool for this such old technology. And I'll put it back there. I think I got it. Actually, I can see it. Oh, this is the windshield. I brought this in now because I'll be dry fitting and installing that. But it's actually right here. This is the pressure sensor that goes between the padding and the spring. So when you sit down on it, it triggers the alarm off. If somebody get in here without disarming it, it busts the window, get in here and sit on the seat, it triggers it off. But yeah, just old technology still functioning perfectly. So I'm working on that right now so I can get or put the tail lights in. Yeah, so I'll be installing this in a minute. Yeah, this thing is filthy. So let me keep working on this, and I'll show you all when I'm done how the lock I'm using and how it's gonna look on here. It's gonna be really nice. It is. Here I'm just cleaning around the hole where the lock is gonna be installed and in the area, just so making sure there's no debris or anything when I push the lock into the hole. Today I'll be finishing up the factory alarm. I'm pretty much done with it. The only issue it had a few issues, but I figured them all out. And the front pin was missing. It was exactly right here. So we put it exactly back right here to order another pin trigger for here. And I'm gonna disconnect it because I'm not gonna close the hood, but we're gonna test it out. Let me show you all. Hold on, let me get the keys. So the last thing I have to do to this is there's a trigger for the seat. I'll show you all this in the past. It's sitting right there. So let me put it under the seat. was within the springs here, under here, and I'll be back so we can trigger it off. I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds and how it works. All right, that's disconnected. I have the C switch in place, and let me show you guys the tubular lock I got. It's a black anodized lock opposed to the other one that was chrome. Don't have to worry about any weather affecting this. This thing is designed for outside use. Let me show you all how it works. It's armed now. So let's trigger it off. It also disabled the vehicle from starting, which is cool for such old technology. But if someone were to break the glass and just climb in and sit on the seat, it's going to trigger it off. Of course, raise the hood, hatch, the doors. We're going to open the door. Oh, I'm about to go deaf. Oh, this thing gonna bust my ears. But we all good now. We all good. Alarm is on and we looking nice. Yeah, we looking nice. That is nice. Got it back on there. And it fits the scheme. Yeah, we're all good. Keys. All right. On to the next. So stay tuned, guys.